Hello and welcome to the last in the present series of Model Motors. Today I'm at the National Motor Museum here at Beaulieu to have a look at their model collection. Now, coming up in today's show, we hear from Ralph and we get the lowdown on some new releases. The radio control cars back in our office are now finished and ready to race, and I visit Alex to get kitted out. And now a word from Ralph. He's going to give us the lowdown on some new releases. Well, it's our last visit to our resident expert, Ralph Avis. We've looked at different types of materials, we looked at varying scales, varying makes, varying race cars and road cars, but let's have a look what's hot as far as new releases are concerned. So Ralph, just talk me through some of these new ones.
Right, this is a new model from a company called Auto Art. And what's unusual about this, it's die cast, mass produced, but it's huge. It's 1/12 scale, and it's got really, really good detail. And this detail's the sort of standard that plastic kits used to be sort of 5 or 6 years ago. Suspension, and if the camera can see that.
How much is something like this then?
This is about £250, but it's also limited edition. It's quite nice.
Excellent. Right, they're only doing race cars?
They're only doing race cars, but there will be other versions because this car raced in lots of different logos. So
right.
It's probably going to be another 3 or 4 versions, I would imagine.
Yeah. And how many in the series, all in all, do you think?
999,000, the limited, so it's quite high, but that's worldwide.
Okay, and that's readily available now? I can
it is now,
come in and purchase
can.
that. Excellent. Let's have a look at this one. This is a 1/18 scale, right?
This is an American company, also die cast, 1/18 scale, a company called GMP. It's a model of Bruce McLaren's Can-Am car from the late 60s.
In traditional McLaren colours?
Yep, that's true.
How much would this set me back?
This one is almost 100, 99.95.
Right, and again, is it just one of a kind, or will there be...
They're going to do... There's a second one on its way out, which is going to be the Denny Home car, which looks very similar to this. It's just car number 5, right. And later on they do some different versions of it. Okay, well, we've looked at 2 race cars. I like some of these road cars, like this Audi TT. Well, this is 1/18 scale. This is mass-produced die-cast again. This is made by a company called Revel. And the good thing about this is it's quite cheap. It's £19.99. Oh, well, so, I mean, if you were starting out as a collector, you could come in and for £20 you could buy one of your favourite cars. There's lots of models in that scale and that price range.
Different colours on this one? Yeah,
it comes in silver and black. It also comes as a roadster. Excellent. And finally, these two are much smaller scale, 1/43 scale, and these are made by an English company called SMTS, but these are hand built. Oh, right. So a lot more expensive. More expensive, but they don't make very many. They make these in the hundreds, and this one sells for about £76. Well, the quality and detail is exceptional. And the weight as well. Yeah, it's very heavy. I was going to say that. And other road cars or just TVR? Lots of road cars, lots of race cars and classic cars in that range. But again, more specialist stuff, do you think? Very specialised. Right, all right. Well, I said finally, but I kind of like the look of this race car from the 30s. This is a Mercedes W154 from a German company called CMC. Again, die-cast and mass-produced, but quite low volume compared to some of the bigger mass-produced companies like this. Yeah. This sells for about £95, and there's also other versions. There's a W165 and a W196. And later on in the summer, an Auto Union Type D. Right, well that's a fair selection to look out for. There you go. I mean, you make your choice and pay your money and off you go. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Oh no, not you again.
Well, you know, Alex, last show in the series, got a bit of cash. Thought I'd get kitted out, you know what I mean?
Okay, son, in you go.
Well, what do you think?
Very nice. Jaguar team shirt. Most of the teams are doing them now. It's a Jag one. Nice cap, Jaguar cap. What do you think?
I like it.
It's nice, but I don't think green's your colour though.
Huh?
No.
Right, wait there.
Not bad, not bad.
I thought so.
Red Ferrari, very popular, nice cap. What do you think?
Love it.
Bit hot for the summertime though.
Yeah, maybe.
Try something else.
Right. What about this?
Very nice. Jordan, yellow, lightweight, party on stuff. What do you think? Yeah?
Love it.
Unfortunately, it's last year's design. You're going to have to try something else again.
Don't go away.
Very nice. Nice colour. Subaru, nice cap. Lovely. I like the colour a lot, but there's still something slightly wrong about it.
Oh, God.
One more idea for you. Try this one.
Right. Don't go away.
That's loads better, mate. Now go and get behind that counter.
Well, back to work?
Absolutely.
You're having a laugh, aren't you? Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Can you tell me who drives this one?
Ah, now this one, yes. David Coulthard in the McLaren. It's going to be a long night. Well, the guys in the office have now finished their car building. So we've talked the talk. Now it's time to walk the walk or race the race.
It's crunch time and race day for the Men and Motors lads. They're back at Mack Track in Macclesfield, so let's see how they get on. Now Mark and Rob were nervous before the race, but when they saw the standard of the competition and the size of the crowd watching, they were quaking in the shoes.
Have you got any tips on racing around the track? Because I know that when the car's coming towards you, all the controls are backwards, aren't they? And it gets a bit confusing.
Again, it's a lot of practice and experience. I've been doing it 10 years and John's been doing it 15 years. And we're still not very good at it.
Hello, we're now here with Richard, the former European champion of model racing cars. How long ago was it, Richard, when you were the European champion?
2 years ago now, so this is the third season since.
Have you got any tips for racing the cars?
Any tips for racing the cars? Yeah, go a bit slower. No matter how fast you think you can go, if you go a little bit slower and don't crash as much, you end up going faster in the long run.
Yeah, that's the obvious one there, to keep it slow whilst you're a beginner like myself.
So here we go then, we've had the lowdown from the experts and it's the last minute checks on the cars. This is what we've been revving up for the last 5 weeks. Check the bodies in place and we're nearly there. Connect that battery and make sure you've charged it. Stating the obvious, but you'll be amazed how many people set off to race with a flat battery pack. And the final stop is to get the transponders fitted, just like Formula 1 cars. All the cars are fitted with little radio transmitters so they can time the laps to perfection.
I'm going to show you exactly how to get your ass kicked now, man.
That's slow. It's slow.
Compared with some of these, ours are well slow.
You raced before?
What?
You raced before?
No, have you?
Well, I was like 14.
What, on a proper track like this?
It's like a grass one.
Well, is yours an off-road car with big knobbly tyres?
It was, yeah.
The pressure's mounting then, and they're ready to go. Rob goes, Mark goes, and straight away we see Mark through the S's looking extremely smooth. He's obviously done this before, a little bit of a nudge there. Is he going to make it? Oh, that's got to hurt. But what about Rob and that Subaru? There he is coming down on the top part of the track, and I don't know if he knows the meaning of straight lines. Not hit anything. Oh, he's done it now. A few more of those, and he's going to be in trouble. Oh, it does the heart good to see the Men and Motors lads battling in style. Well, almost at the end of the race, and Rob seems to be doing quite well, but no sign of Mark McQueen. I guess it's back to the pits to get the word from the lads on how they got on.
It's all gone wrong. We're on the technicalities of it. There's a little thing called a pinion which goes from the motor onto the gears and it's come off. And so it's just not working, it's not going in.
Where do you want that, mate?
Like crying.
What happened to you, Mark?
A little pinion came off the motor.
I'm disgraced. Oh, the little cog thing that sticks on it.
Well.
Were you
I had a well
yeah, you were.
last.
Would you, fifth I came, look at that, and I had a pretty slow cat.
What were you? You were last, right?
No, I'm a fifth, you were last.
Post-race roundup. Disaster. Total disaster. Started then and finished there. What about you?
That's it. Yeah, I was pretty pleased with my efforts there. Fifth, 5 out of 9. It doesn't sound too hot, but it'll do me.
Welcome back to the final part of Model Motors, where we're now going to take a look back over the series at some of the highlights with Ralph and Alex, some of our interesting guests, and the guys in the office building their cars.
Well, we have Eddie Irvine's race-worn helmet when he raced for Ferrari in 1997.
I can see it's slightly chipped there.
Chipped as well, the full works flies on the front. The majority of the artwork is signed and numbered by the artist. Particular few we actually get signed by drivers. And it's a cross-reference. It can be Formula 1, it can be motorbiking, it can be rallying, all sorts of different variations of motorsport.
Now this one looks like it's owned by one Jackie Stewart.
Correct. Used by Jackie Stewart in the 70s when he was racing for the Tyrrell team. It's totally different from how suits are made these days.
This looks like it's a Jordan. And who was the owner of this one?
This one is 1997 race suit, race for the Jordan team, used by Giancarlo Fisichella, which is also signed, if you have a look, on the front of the suit.
Oh wow.
Just underneath the pocket.
Tell me about this one, I mean, why in orange?
Orange was McLaren's founder, Bruce McLaren's colour of the car he raced back in the 60s.
I am very excited. Why? Because one of my favourite films, right, is Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. And one of my favourite actors is Frank Harper. And here he is. Hello, Frank.
All right, mate.
How you doing?
Good.
Now, I didn't know you were a collector. How long have you been collecting?
I suppose I've been collecting since I was a kid. I mean, my granddad bought me a Corgi Lotus 25 when I was 5 or 6. But I suppose seriously collecting from about 1990.
I've been painting now as a freelance artist for 16 years.
And how did you get started?
I was brought up surrounded by motorsport, and my father is also an artist, which helps. I was never pushed into the profession, as it were, but certainly it made it much easier to decide.
Well, this is has a particular story to it as well. This is taken immediately after the end of the 1964 Belgian Grand Prix, where both Jim Clark and Dan Gurney had run out of fuel on the last lap. Going into the last lap, Clark was running second, and he ran out of fuel, not knowing that the then leader had also run out of fuel. And this is when Dan Gurney is telling him that he actually had won the race. And in the archives, this is the most popular image and one of our best sellers, but in the archive there's a whole sequence of the whole conversation, and it ends with Jim Clark laughing and then being driven away on another car going back to the thing. So it tells the whole story.
Now, I understand that one of these is going to be presented at Goodwood, the Festival of Speed.
One of these is, yeah. Lord March has seen one, he apparently loves it, and I've offered to donate one as a prize for the Festival of Speed, because it's very apt for the Festival of Speed, because it's Formula 1 cars and all sorts of high-speed vehicles. Yeah. And I thought this would be a fantastic trophy for that event, which is in July, I think, this year, 6th, 7th and 8th. I think you're right. Yeah.
Now, in most walks of life, size matters, and so it's the same with model car collecting. I'm back with Ralph, and we're having a look at various scales of model cars. Ralph, just talk me through these.
Right, we've got 1/43 scale, 1/18 scale, 1/12 scale, and 1/8 scale.
Let's have a look at this one. This is a 1/18 scale, right?
This is an American company, also die cast, 1/18 scale, a company called GMP. It's a model of Bruce McLaren's Can-Am car in the late 60s.
In traditional McLaren colours.
Yep, that's true.
How much would this set me back?
This one is almost 100, 99.95. But the most strangest one of the lot is this one, which is a Airstream Caravan. And we sell more of this Caravan than any of the cars.
Right. How much is that then, as a set then?
It's not actually sold as a set, they're always sold separately, so this would be the same price as a car, so under £50 and the car's separate. Modern die cast, a lot of it has been made in China now, and it's very, very detailed, and they are catching some of the lesser hand-built companies up.
Tell me about these land speed cars, they look quite impressive as well.
Right, this one's a Bluebird, 1935, made by an English company called Western Models.
Oh wow, now this is the Campbell car, yeah?
It's a Campbell. They make about 4 different Bluebirds and quite a few other land speed record cars. This is a model of an Isetta, and there's actually a Caravan made, and this model, we opened it up the other day, and there's actually a man inside sleeping.
That's terrific. 2 big British marks, Aston Martin. Which one's this one then?
This one's made by Auto Art. This is a Aston Martin DB5. This is the same car that James Bond drove, and there is actually a James Bond version available of this.
Yeah, in the correct colours,
In the correct colours, in silver.
Thank you, Lawrence. Yes, here we are at the prestigious production offices of the famous Men & Motors. We've got a couple of volunteers whose task today is to build up these 2 radio-controlled cars. On the Ford Focus we have...
Mark.
And on the Subaru Impreza we have...
Rob.
Now these guys normally struggle to open up their emails, so I think they're going to have a bit of a problem today with this big pile of bits. But are they confident?
I'm very confident.
Not phased at all?
Not in the slightest.
And Rob, does Mark's confidence worry you?
It does actually, yeah, but I'm hoping to do pretty well.
Now these lads normally knock off about 4:30, so we're going to give them right through till 6 o'clock just to see if they can really get their act together and build these cars. So without further ado, we'll be seeing you later on throughout the day, but for now, get building. You need to learn Japanese to do these instructions.
They're not too bad, there's a bit of English, but the Japanese is not too bad.
And you do seem to have a bit of a head start on Bobby Boy over here. How's it going, Rob?
Not too well actually, it's a bit harder than I first thought, but I might get there.
I wouldn't have a clue where that goes, man. Yeah, being the model car expert that I am, mate, put that in there, screw up the Makanaka valve, you won't have a problem. Well, Rob's been having a little bit of problems with his car, getting a bit frustrated with it.
Yeah, I have a bit.
So which bits did you get stuck on?
It was all the wires and all the electric bits. As soon as they came into the instructions, I just got a bit stuck with it.
You're not an electrician?
Oh no, not at all.
Now people often ask me with these cars, Rob, I haven't got enough grease. It's a common problem I find in the workplace. That's why I always carry a little tin of petroleum jelly, but joking apart, the little tubes that they give you in these kits, well, they don't give you a great deal and it soon runs out. And whilst you don't want to put too much on because it clogs up your gearbox, if you do run out, a bit of petroleum jelly on there. Now Rob, correct me if I'm wrong, but last time we saw you, the chassis was all together. We weren't doing gears, mate, we were doing suspension. What's happened?
Well, I had all the suspension done up and already. I was about to put the wheels on the body shell and found a little bag of cogs that I'd forgot to put in the other gearbox.
What can you say?
I had to rip it all apart and do it again.
So you've had to pull the whole lot of. Camera guy, can we get a shot of that? All the gears you had to pull the whole car apart again to put that in.
Yeah.
You disheartened?
Yeah, very, very. I would have done it over an hour ago, but got to do it all again.
You still think you're going to beat Mark at the racing?
Oh, at the racing easily, yes.
Fighting talk where I come from.
Now these guys don't need helmets, but one man that knows the top 10 lip now. One more, one more. Now it's time for this week's visit to another manufacturer. Give me an action then, yeah? Oi, quick, quick! Hello, my name is Lambert and welcome to a brand new series called Model Motors. Well, welcome back. Now in part 2 I get to chat to Chris Briley, the guy in charge here at the Corgi Heritage Centre. We also hear from our resident expert, but first I caught up with a celebrated author. Oh shit, Chris Nixon I want to say, don't I? Well, welcome back. Still to come in part 2. I don't know, wait. Oh shit. Hang on, mate. Well, that's all for this week. Coming up next week. No, shit. Wait, I'm stuck. Well, now it's time for a break. But coming up in part 2, we hear from an expert in... But coming up on today's show, we hear from Ralph about some new releases. There's the radio race car control... Oh, bollocks, sorry, mate. Is it? We'll show the man. Well, welcome back after the break. We're still here at... Oh shit, sorry. Well, welcome back. We're still here at Ali Pali. Can't say Ali Pali. Welcome back. We're still here at Alexander Palace. And still to come, we're going to catch up with our resident expert, Ralph Avis. Also, we're going to check on how the guys are doing back at the office building their car. But let's have a rummage around on what we found here so far. Still not good. Well, that's it for this series. I hope you've had as much fun as I have. My thanks go to our resident experts, Alex and Ralph, to all those special guests who made a contribution, and to each and every collector we met up and down the country. So, until next time, keep collecting, and I'll see you again soon.